Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Meadowbrook, there lived a young boy named Ethan. Ethan was known for his kind heart and gentle spirit, but despite his many talents and gifts, he struggled with self-doubt and insecurity. He often felt overshadowed by others in the village, who seemed more confident and successful than he was. One day, as Ethan was walking through the village square, he heard the sound of a distant trumpet. Curious, he followed the sound to the edge of the village, where he discovered a magnificent castle rising up against the horizon. At the foot of the castle, a group of knights in shining armor stood preparing for battle. As Ethan watched in awe, a noble knight approached him and asked, "Young man, what brings you to our castle this day?" Ethan hesitated, feeling out of place among the brave warriors and powerful knights. But something in the knight's eyes sparked a fire within him, and he found his voice. I heard the sound of the trumpet, and I was drawn here. I want to be part of something bigger than myself. I want to make a difference in the world." Knight smiled, his eyes full of kindness. "It takes great courage to admit one's desires and dreams, young Ethan. We are preparing to ride out and defend the kingdom against a great evil that threatens to destroy all we hold dear. If you wish to join us, you must first find the strength within yourself to rise above your fears and doubts. Will you take up the challenge and arise as a true hero?" Ethan's heart pounded in his chest as he considered the knight's words. He knew deep down that this was his chance to prove his worth, to show the world and himself what he was truly capable of. With a newfound sense of determination, he looked the knight in the eye and said, "I will rise to the occasion. I will join you in the fight against evil and do my part to protect our kingdom." And so, Ethan trained tirelessly with the knights, honing his skills in combat and strategy, learning to wield a sword and shield with precision and grace. Despite his initial doubts and insecurities, he discovered a strength and resilience within himself that he never knew existed. With each passing day, he grew more confident in his abilities and more certain of his purpose. Finally, the day of battle arrived. The evil forces had gathered on the outskirts of the kingdom, their dark banners billowing in the wind as they prepared to launch their attack. Knights of Meadowbrook stood ready, their armor gleaming in the sunlight, their swords at the ready. As the battle raged around him, Ethan fought with all his might. His heart filled with courage and determination, he stood side by side with his fellow knights, defending the innocent and driving back the forces of darkness with unwavering resolve. And in that moment, he knew that he had truly arisen as a hero, a beacon of hope and light in a world plagued by darkness. As the sun set on the battlefield and the evil forces retreated in defeat, the Knights of Meadowbrook celebrated their victory, their spirits lifted, and their hearts full of pride. Ethan stood among them, his eyes shining with newfound confidence and purpose, his doubts and insecurities a distant memory. From that day forward, Ethan was known throughout the kingdom as a true hero, a shining example of courage and resilience in the face of adversity. He had risen above his fears and doubts to become the person he was always meant to be, inspiring others to do the same and leaving a legacy of hope and bravery that would endure for generations to come. And so, in the village of Meadowbrook, the legend of Ethan the Brave was told and retold, a reminder to all who heard it that no matter how daunting the challenges we face, we always have the power within us to arise and become the heroes of our own stories. As time passed, Ethan's bravery and heroism continued to inspire those around him. He dedicated himself to serving the kingdom, not only on the battlefield, but also in times of peace. He helped the villagers rebuild after attacks, taught the younger generation the ways of chivalry and honor, and worked tirelessly to ensure the safety and prosperity of Meadowbrook. Despite his newfound confidence and success, Ethan never forgot the journey that had brought him to this point. He remained humble and grateful for the opportunities and challenges that had shaped him into the person he had become. He knew that true strength came not from physical prowess alone, but from the courage to face one's fears and doubts head-on. One day, while walking through the village square, Ethan was approached by a young boy who looked up at him with wide eyes. "Are you Ethan the Brave?" the boy asked in awe. Finally, the day of battle arrived. The evil forces had gathered on the outskirts of the kingdom, their dark banners billowing in the wind as they prepared to launch their attack. Knights of Meadowbrook stood ready, their armor gleaming in the sunlight, their swords at the ready. As the battle raged around him, Ethan fought with all his might, his heart filled with courage and determination. He stood side by side with his fellow knights, defending the innocent and driving back the forces of darkness with unwavering resolve. And in that moment, he knew that he had truly arisen as a hero, a beacon of hope and light in a world plagued by darkness. As the sun set on the battlefield and the evil forces retreated in defeat, the knights Ethan smiled warmly and knelt down to meet the boy at eye level. "I am," he replied, "but I am not the only one capable of bravery. Each and every one of us has the power within us to rise above our fears and become the hero of our own story." The boy listened intently as Ethan shared tales of his adventures and the lessons he had learned along the way. He spoke of the importance of perseverance, kindness, and compassion in the face of adversity, and the boy hung on his every word. Inspired by Ethan's story, the boy decided to face his own fears and follow his dreams. With Ethan's guidance and encouragement, he honed his skills and discovered his own inner strength, becoming a hero in his own right and carrying on the legacy of bravery that Ethan had started. And so, the village of Meadowbrook continued to thrive, guided by the example of Ethan the Brave and the countless others who had found the courage to rise above their fears and doubts. The castle stood tall against the horizon, a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of darkness, and the spirit of adventure and heroism lived on in the hearts of all who called the kingdom home. In the end, Ethan knew that his journey was far from over. There would always be new challenges to face, new battles to fight, and new heights to reach. But as long as he kept the lessons of his past close to his heart and remained true to the values that had guided him thus far, he knew that he would always have the strength to arise and meet whatever the future held with courage and grace. And so, the tale of Ethan the Brave, the hero of Meadowbrook, echoed through the ages, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity and shine brightly in the face of darkness. And as long as there were those willing to rise above their fears and doubts, the spirit of heroism would never fade, shining as a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who dared to dream of a better tomorrow.